Welcome to Game Watch, a guilt-free dive into those massive movie failures that we hate to love. Each week, we look at a movie that either we or our guests love, but society shames them for. We peek in each nook and cranny for every bright spot, keeping the public at bay while watching the movies like the miracles that they are. I'm going to add more copy. This is our special quarantine edition! Yeah! To date this, we are in the middle of the coronavirus. But the show must go on.
Or the beginning. We might just be at the beginning of the whole thing. Or the end. We don't know.
We all, yeah. It's an
international nightmare.
Hey, it's a global disaster.
That's right.
But we're united as one. That's
we are.
Important.
We are, and I've just learned to celebrate 27 in quarantine. I've accepted it now. It's fine. This is pandemic party. Woo!
Yeah. But no, we will throw you a party once all this ends.
Kenny, can you pass me a delicious Waterloo?
Sure, absolutely. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. And I'm grabbing it, and I'm just handing it to you right now.
Oh. Crack.
Oh man, it would have been a better gag if you actually had a Waterloo ready, Aaron.
Oh, I wish I hadn't opened this Coke yet. I would have made that sound for you.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
We'll fix it in post.
There is a new flavor of Waterloo.
What flavor?
Blueberry.
Ooh.
And let me tell you
your
what.
Flavor? Tell me what's your flavor.
Tell me what's your flavor.
We're still watching. We still talk about movies. So we decided to throw on a little theme. Kenny, tell us that theme.
That's right. For however long this pandemic lasts, we're going to be celebrating isolation. That means that all the movies that we're going to be watching are shame watches that have something to do with ice.
Ice.
Or lations.
What movie has to do with lations, Aaron? Name one movie that has to do with lations.
What are lations?
You said it! You were the one that said it.
But the blueberry flavor is like the perfect morning sparkling water drink.
What are you talking
about? So today we're going to This is so much harder over the internet. It's
not impossible.
I never said it's impossible. I had a whole podcast that was done over the internet. It's done. Anyway, we're breaking down ice and figure skating to figure out something. We're watching Ice Princess.
Hey!
Yes, we are! I watched it this morning. It was amazing.
Olivia's just been watching.
I know. I wish
the entire quarantine.
No, my fam legit hates me now because I put this on in the front room, like Disney Plus, and like my mom took me to see this film like when I was 12, and my sisters had seen the movie, but my dad was just kind of like in and out, like not paying attention, but then I would kind of like loop him in, and then we've had this guy fixing our AC like since 9 this morning, so he like. Even he was like, "Oh, John Cusack." It was crazy.
Oh man!
And now they hate me for playing this movie.
I kind of would have liked it, like if he just kind of walked by in passing, and then he was like, "Wait, is that cowgirl Jessie?" And it just like walked away.
Is this Ice Princess? And then he just sits down and opens up some.
He brought School of Rock. He brought up School of Rock.
Yeah.
So I was like, respectable choice.
Man, what a...
So, Olivia, tell us about Ice Princess.
Yeah, so Ice Princess was a 2005 a family comedy film, family inspirational film, Academy Award nominated. Just kidding.
Can you talk more like it's ASMR?
Yeah, honestly. So basically the movie revolves around this. At the time, she's a junior named Casey Carlisle, and she is a physics whiz, and her teacher says, hey girl, while he's making toast, like, with a Bunsen burner, he's like, hey, so I know you want to get into Harvard, and you'd be really great for this scholarship. This is your calling. And she goes, really? This is my calling? And he's like, yeah, like, work on this, you need to create a project and all that. So she ends up spending the summer, like, developing this personal project. She's really into ice skating. She skates on the pond in front of her house.
That's the opening.
And
That's true.
yes, to Allie and AJ's No One, which is a banger. It
Allie
slaps.
and AJ, that's a...
Yes. Yeah, it's
That
amazing.
dates this movie.
I know, but it's amazing. Actually, they performed in Austin, I want to say last year, my friend went. Yeah, they did. And then they did, like, all their songs. Anyway.
What are those songs?
Chemicals React, Rush, No One, Like Whoa. I'm trying to think of what else. Anyway, I will get later. I will go and, like, fangirl about them. But anyway, to get back to the plot, essentially she's like working on this project, and her friend's like, hey, it feels a little dry. Why don't you put more you in it? And so she decides to go to the local ice skating rink, which is owned by this former figure skating champion competitor.
Gold medalist?
Gold medalist? I don't know. But she is the mom of the popular girl in school, who is also an ice skater. And she's like, hey, I'd like to film these girls for a scholarship project. And the mom's like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but convince the parents. Parents sign off on it, and next thing you know, she ends up, like, inserting herself into the project, and then she realizes, this is my true passion.
Because she's trying to figure out the physics to be a wonderful figure skater, yeah?
Yes.
She broke down the physics of how to do ice skating.
Yes, and her mom, in the meantime, she is a single mom. She is a women's studies professor, I guess, at the local community college or whatnot, local university. And she is, like, not about it because she believes that it goes everything against feminism. And so she's just really trying to get her daughter into Harvard.
Uh-oh. Oh, Olivia, no!
And
You turned into a robot.
You're breaking up, Olivia.
Oh, you're good now.
Okay. What part did you last?
We
hear?
lost you after Ice Princess is a movie.
Really?
No.
No.
What part? No. What part?
It was just before you started talking about Hayden Panettiere.
Oh, okay. So there's a hot guy named Teddy who plays the love interest, and then Hayden Panettiere plays the daughter of the figure skating coach. So she's the popular girl, and it's just there's a lot of cliches and stuff, but it's really sweet, and it just, like, reeks 2000s, and all the montages. Yeah.
When did you first watch this film?
So I was 12 years old, and my mom took me to go see this in the theaters.
What a perfect 12-year-old movie.
Yeah.
No.
Right?
It's just perfect. It's perfect for a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't like how emphatically I'm saying that. That sounds
Do you want to elaborate on that, Kenny?
It's just perfect for a young, supple 12-year-old.
Yeah, keep going. No, just keep going.
So just impressionable, and you can just, I don't know, imprint anything on them. They're just a
Similar
blank
like
canvas.
what Jacob imprints.
Oh, exactly like Jacob.
Yeah.
Aaron's
I did not like that movie.
He's gonna go, Robert Pattinson smells.
Oh, Robert Pattinson smells. The other guy's a weirdo. I don't like it.
We can still agree that Eclipse is the best one out of all of them, though.
I was looking at my Twilight rankings on my Letterboxd. I think it was this morning, because that's just what I do. I just pull up my rankings of films and go, yeah, I still agree with that.
That's the
Sunday.
most
Amazing.
on-brand thing ever.
Yeah, I would be doing that with it or without a pandemic. It doesn't matter. I just really love my
Send me-
Letterboxd account so much.
Send me a screenshot of that for the social media.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, you got it, girl.
Yes. And then, James, that'll be your headliner clip for this Wednesday.
Okay. Not for this one, but for
No,
when it comes out.
Yeah, when the Wednesday comes out.
Because we don't know what's going to come out.
Yep, just like Casey's unsure of where her life is going to take her when she first starts this project.
Because she wants to ice skate, but she's being pressured to go to Harvard because she's smart.
So I got two things.
What's up,
but you better not have anything else after this, Aaron. I'm going to be furious.
I'm going to have multiple things, but here are two things to start off with. Big fan of Casey Carlisle, the name.
Yeah.
I think it's because I grew up with a lot of Marvel comics, so I liked when they're matching.
Jameson.
Big fan of that. Second thing, of multiple, I don't like that it's always Harvard or Yale that they're trying to get into.
Yeah.
Why can't they get into Bowling Green State University?
Yeah.
Home of the Falcons.
UT is
Miami in Ohio.
Oh yeah.
We do have a University of Miami in Ohio.
UT is a public Ivy, technically.
Public Ivy.
What?
Weird.
Like a normal
public Ivy. What's a public Ivy?
I don't know, just like Ivy League, but for like public state schools.
Yeah. Like I just want them to be like, Casey, if you don't keep these grades up, you're never going to get in a Prairie View A&M. I want a little more normalcy than just Harvard. That's my only gripe. But otherwise, it's a fun flick.
Well, Aaron, you might not be the only one that would... Hold on, I got to take a mulligan on that one.
Yeah.
And some people think that you're straight up fucking wrong.
You fucking idiot!
You're such an asshole!
God damn it, Aaron! Fuck!
In a review from Amy Biancoli for the Houston Chronicle, in a review titled Ice Princess, here lies Casey Carlisle's problem. She's too damn smart. Poor suffering child. If something doesn't change, and fast, she might wind up studying physics at Harvard. Salvation arrives for Casey, ironically, in the form of a science scholarship for which she resolves to determine the precise biomechanical formulae governing figure skating. So driven, she observes ambitious skaters and their controlling harpy mothers and fathers who look askance at the young science wonk until she hits the ice and tests her theories on herself. Shock number 1, the formulae work. Casey can land double axels with ease. Shock number 2, the science teacher was wrong. Physics isn't her calling. Figure skating is. As a mother... Aaron, are you done?
Sorry.
As a mother of girls, one of them interested in physics, I had issues with this premise. I felt pangs of sympathy for Casey's devoted mother, Joan Cusack, in a thanklessly frumpy role, who goes ballistic when Casey, the radiantly likable Michelle Trachtenberg, announces she's blowing off college in pursuit of the triple Lutz. But I am not the intended audience for this movie. My daughters are. And however it pains me to say this, my darling little target demographics lapped up every last ounce of the movie's dork-turned-girly girl aesthetic. They consider the heroine's mother an ungodly witch. Alas. Director Tim Fywell, who made the obnoxious, eccentric I Captured the Castle, throws in a few handheld camera moves to give the film a frisson of verite. But these are aimless gestures. So is the arty decision to end the movie before its final showdown. This breaks a binding contract between sports films and their viewers. The audience agrees to slog through endless elimination rounds, no matter how tortuous or long, provided the movie closes on a championship. Skating fans should stay home and watch the 2005 World Championships instead, because Ice Princess, for all its athleticism, has one last leap it refuses to make.
Man.
Okay, so here are some more things that I have.
Oh, Aaron, you just said the two. Oh.
I said multiple.
I know.
He did say multiple.
He did say multiple.
And it's making me so furious.
But I think I might make you more furious. And I understand this is going to
fast and furious though.
This is going to be dumb.
Wild
I'm
Speed Summer.
fully aware. I didn't realize Joan Cusack was related to the other Cusack. I don't know why.
John Cusack? Like one of my Man Crush Mondays?
I don't know why that never clicked. I honestly don't know why. I like
Dimitri from Anastasia?
I appreciate both very much. I had no clue.
What?
Lloyd from Say Anything?
Classic. Yeah, boombox.
Look, Aaron, we've all made mistakes. We've all made mistakes. It's just a part of life, and we're certainly not one to shame.
But you're a fucking idiot.
You're a fucking idiot.
Okay, here's my excuse. I think
You get a pass. It's fine.
Yeah,
I
you get a
think
pass.
it's
You get to
because-
learn something.
because
You
in
idiot!
Hispanic culture, you could have the same last name and it doesn't mean shit.
That's true.
I've met a lot of Salinas, no relation whatsoever. So I just thought maybe Cusack was like the traditional Irish name. I don't know.
I will throw this up in the air if the court will permit me.
Permitted.
Permitted.
Thank you. One of them is named John, and the other one's Joan.
Yeah, two very
Maybe-
common names.
Maybe they were one was named after John the Baptist, the other one Joan of Arc.
Yeah, maybe.
I
And
like-
maybe
I
we're
don't
just
know.
alive
Theories.
in this crazy, crazy world.
I like to think that they only had 5 seconds to name the second Cusack, and they only just looked at the first one. They were like, John.
How
What?
old are they?
I think she's older, right?
I thought he was older.
If only there was some way to find out.
Well,
Well, as archivist, I can't really look it up right now because I'm recording
I-
everything.
I can. Let me
there's
see.
a pandemic going on. We can't.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pandemic.
you're right.
Let me see.
What's the point of everything on the pandemic? Like, that's gonna be the thing, right?
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
So, as part of this, we're going to talk about how this movie relates to our current state of affairs with the pandemic.
Go on.
So John Cusack is 53,
Ugh.
and his
Disgusting.
sister Joan is 57.
Yes,
Oh.
she is. What a queen.
And they have another sister named Ann Cusack.
oh man.
And Ann Cusack is 58. So John is the baby.
Is Anne the normal one that didn't go into the showbiz?
I think she's an actress.
It says Anne is an actress. It says, according to Wikipedia, she has made guest appearances in a number of television series, including Grey's Anatomy, Scandal.
Oh, we lost Olivia again.
Just anything that's part of the Shondaverse.
Yeah. Okay, you went robot. She's in Better Call Saul.
Also part of the Shondaverse.
Apparently, she made it.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, sorry, I just wanted to clear that up.
I wish her name would have been Jean. So it would have been Jean, Joan, and John. Just keep it going with the J's, man. Why are you?
Well, Anne was the first one, and they broke off with Joan and John.
Yeah.
Like, we need to reconsider this.
Anne, Alan,
Alec.
and again, Anne with an E.
Anakin? That's
Yeah,
what I thought you said.
All of them. I hate them. So, gang, this movie reflects our current state of affairs.
Bring it
And that
home, James.
We are Casey. We want to go out and figure skate and follow our dreams, but we have to stay for Harvard, aka stay inside our house.
Are you calling Joan Cusack COVID-19?
I
How
am.
dare you?
Yeah, I am. Hot take, all right?
She is an American treasure.
Yeah, she's a
Okay.
national treasure.
For
Book of
herself is,
Secrets.
but the character in this film, kind of COVID.
I mean, okay. First of all, she's wonderful. I've always loved her. I think my first Joan was Addams Family Values.
Probably.
I think that was my first Joan. And then after that, probably Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I've always loved her. And I mean this with every ounce of love in my heart. She's got the most annoyingly charming voice in show business.
Unlike your hated nemesis, Drew Barrymore.
Oh, yeah, Drew Barrymore. No love for that woman. I just can't get down with talking out of the side of your mouth. Come on, not a fan.
I will announce the new Patreon goal. As soon as we hit $75, we're going to do a marathon of Drew Barrymore movies.
You shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Isn't us going to Bowling Green at 50? So us just sitting down and watching
we need to
Drew
raise.
Barrymore?
We need to raise the goal for that because I feel like 50 is not enough.
Yeah, that's outrageously low. Especially
We need
considering
to-
the Drew Barrymore goal is so high.
We're also gonna have to postpone the Seattle trip because that's a hot spot right now for COVID-19.
Well, that's at 100, so that'll take a while.
Yeah, and especially since we're not going to Kingsville until we reach 15,000 a month, I don't think that's very fair. When Kingsville's 3 hours away.
One day we will try that chicken.
Let me ask you this, y'all, because Joan Cusack is ostensibly one of the villains of this movie for a lot of this movie. Aaron,
Yeah.
is everything okay? The camera's just right against your face.
Well, he's
That's good.
on his phone.
We're
Aaron, you know we're recording video, right?
Oh, yeah, hold on.
The Patreon will get to see all this.
That's great.
Yeah, we'll mention that at the end, but hey, new Patreon stuff.
That's great. So Joan Cusack is ostensibly one of the villains of this movie for a good portion of the thing, being caught in a hard spot between being a supportive mother while also looking for the best for Casey Carlisle. Why would Joan Cusack be so against her doing any extracurriculars?
Because Harvard's hard to get into.
Right, but you need extracurriculars to get into Harvard.
Right.
Do you?
Well, she says kind of, I want to say like not toward the end of the movie, but like definitely in the second, going into the third act, she was like, I have not been able to provide you a quarter of the things that I've wanted to. And she's like, perhaps if I had gone to college. So I think she just wants her to have a better life than she's been able to provide her.
Sure.
That's fair. That's what it should do.
But yeah, so I have like two takes on this. I have like a few takes on this movie, and now from when I first watched it to now. When I was 12, obviously, like, this is the perfect movie for a 12-year-old. You're like, yeah, dorky girl, like, follows her dreams. She gets noticed. She gets the guy. I mean, I saw myself in Casey because I was a very academic-minded student. I wasn't too popular. And I mean, I wasn't that great at physics, but but just saying like, yeah, going after your dreams, great. Like, why doesn't the mom understand?
Because the mom is a smart adult.
I'm watching this now. Obviously, I still think it's important to follow your dreams. I, have dreams of becoming a musician, like a successful musician. But now that I'm watching it, I have sympathy for Joan Cusack's character because, I think the movie portrayed feminism in a bad light,
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
If you're a feminist, you can't like glitz and glam. It was just like this, it was this contradictory thing. And Casey Carlisle even says, like, I just want to feel, like, graceful and beautiful and strong for the first time in my life. And that kind of, like, didn't sit well with me because it was like, you can be those things and you can still support, like, equality for men and women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was this clash. And plus, we need more women in STEM. So
Yeah.
I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess this movie definitely puts feminism as the culprit for Casey's unhappiness. She's unhappy because her mother is a feminist. So
Feminism.
if she's able to just put on the sparklies and just be, I don't know, reduced to being an ice princess, she'll be happier. That's a weird message.
Also, like, there's this whole thing of, like, you can feel graceful and beautiful, and, like, but that doesn't have to be your life. You can just do, in this case, figure skating, just to feel good, and then continue to do other things. Like, it doesn't have to be either or. It's not black and white.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Like, we
also
should encourage
12-year-olds as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, this did come out in 2005 because Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield was the song for the closing credits, and it's amazing. The rest is still unwritten.
I think another important factor is why, and I don't think this movie would have done well in today's day.
No.
Only because kids are scared of student loans, and no kid would want to go to Harvard.
That's true.
Like, if you tell a 12-year-old now, like, hey, you're going to go to Harvard, like, I think their knee-jerk reaction will be like, who's paying? Because
Yeah. For real.
that's a lot of money.
I'll work for that scholarship. Sure.
even then, on a scholarship on top of that, you still might be out $6Gs a semester minimum.
Well,
Yeah.
it felt like the scholarship was like a full ride. That's what it felt like.
I'm just saying, had she gone to a more sensible state school, she would have been able to get a good education.
Like a
That's
Harvard
true.
State.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Harvard State Technical Institute University.
Or South Harmon Institute of Technology.
There we go.
Go sandwiches. But no, I do think it's a bad take on feminism, and it's even more. Well, it's not a bad take. It's just an unhealthy take on it, because like you sit well with Joan. You're like, no, yes, if she's excelling in physics, yeah, go in STEM. But at the same time, girl wants to skate.
I think that it's kind of a complex take on feminism. It's just circa 2005 is a really irresponsible one, because you're going feminism equals bad, as opposed to having a conversation where feminism is a little bit more out in the open, as opposed to just it being original that a character would be depicted as a feminist circa 2005. Now there's room for a little bit more of a nuanced conversation where feminism is not just this. Feminism is being able to empower women to do the things that they want to, if they want to ice skate and if they want to feel elegant, along with, I don't know. I certainly don't know my generations of feminism, but that stereotypical mindset of how this is what a feminist looks like.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because now that you say that, like through the ages of feminism, it seemed like, yeah, I can't pinpoint like the different ages. Like I feel like even now I probably couldn't like advise, because like we're in a very different age than we were in 2005. In 2005, there was no such thing as female UFC fighters.
That's
and
true.
I know that's like a weird thing, but if you think about it, that wasn't very long ago. Or the fact that a woman running for president seemed kind of comical, and then much less being a good possibility to be our president. And I think just our day and age has changed very much. And I'm not saying that Ice Princess contributed to
I mean, Ice
feminism
Princess is
changing.
certainly not the movie to have a nuanced conversation about all of this stuff. As
You know
much as
what,
I wish it
Aaron,
was.
you're right. Ice Princess is the reason Hillary didn't get elected.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Yeah.
Penny, you're right. When you're
You know
right,
what?
you're right.
But I gotta say, if it wasn't for Ice Princess, I don't know if Ronda Rousey would exist.
That's fair.
I
We'll
don't
put a
know.
poll up on social media. Like, what do you think?
If Ice Princess didn't exist, we wouldn't be able to have Ronda Rousey and Furious 7 be able to fight Michelle Rodriguez.
That's
Exactly.
true.
Mhm.
Oh,
Exactly.
let's take a moment just to acknowledge what happened to the latest Fast and Furious movie. Got
Oh,
pushed
yeah.
back a
Rip.
year.
I mean,
This is apparently
Freaking
coming later rather than sooner.
What? Oh, yeah. I get it. I got it. That's funny. I didn't hear the first part because it kind of cut out, but then I put it together.
It'll be hilarious when we do the raw audio. It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
it's all about family as long as you're socially distanced, you know?
Yeah.
Don't you
That's true.
dare take a sip of my Corona.
You got to live life a quarter mile apart at a time.
I don't mean to ice you out of my life, but I have to.
And Olivia still is the funniest of us all.
I mean, there was Corona in Fast and Furious, so
I thought you meant Corona in Ice Princess.
there was.
Oh, that's great, though.
That's
It was sponsored. Corona is sponsoring Casey Carlisle.
Hey, actually, figure skates.
Let me
Oh my
ask
gosh.
y'all this, because y'all are smart, right?
Well,
I like to think so.
I mean, we're all in our own homes. I think
That's
that's pretty
true.
smart.
Not everyone is isolating yet, which is
which
absurd.
is surprising.
Uh,
But-
Ice, baby.
Vanilla ice. Dun 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 dun.
Why did Michelle Trachtenberg pop? Because this is the
Buffy.
second Michelle Trachtenberg film that we've covered, and this
Buffy.
is drastically
Buffy
better
the
than
Vampire
either
Slayer.
one that we've covered.
She was in Buffy. She was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
She was in, wasn't she Harriet the Spy?
She was
Oh.
way before this.
And then later, she becomes Georgina in Gossip Girl.
She's also in Buffy. She's in Buffy for like
She is.
3 seasons.
And
She was
everyone
also
hates
in
her
an
on this thing?
action short with like vampires. Can't think of it off the top of my head. She was in Buffy. But if I'm honest, and this is no disrespect to her because I think this is a great quality to have as an actor, she's just a plain girl.
All right, hold your
Wow.
tongue.
Well, no, and by that I mean like she's pretty.
She's basic,
She's-
is what you're saying.
She's smart. She's got green eyes, green-eyed gang.
Yeah, she's
Hey.
green-eyed, red-haired. She can play the athletic type. She can play the smart girl. She can play the dork. Like she's
got it all.
she's a good ball of clay. Like you can, she can take whatever you need to her. So I think that's why we kind of see her in a lot. We saw her in raunchy comedies. We saw her in Buffy. We saw her in Gossip Girl. I mean,
Did we
just-
see her in a lot, though?
Yeah.
I know, what is she up to now?
Reasons of Buffy.
in a span of genres, we saw her in a lot.
Right,
We saw
but
her.
Yeah.
in Buffy, she played a character that, from my understanding, no one really liked.
Listen, she's fine.
Hey, I like her.
Fine.
I like her.
Yeah, in Gossip Girl, her character is problematic, but I like her in the show.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw her in a lot for a 6-year period of time.
She was a child star. I knew her from Pete and Harriet the Spy. Some other things because I remember, straight up. Michelle Trachtenberg was definitely my first celebrity crush back in grade school.
Oh,
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Good choice.
Hey, thank you.
Anytime.
she's my crush now.
I'm
Oh,
trying to think who
dang.
my first celebrity crush was. Oh, I remember.
Walter Cronkite.
She's in Inspector Gadget.
Oh, that's
The movie?
right. She played Penny.
She's in 17 again. She's in
Vibes
Euro.
obscure.
She is in Europe.
17 again. Because she tries to seduce Zac Efron, which is really her dad. Yeah. But she doesn't know it's her dad. Yes.
I don't know.
We might have to revisit that one for a shame watch.
Starting to overlap into Twilight territory. Not a fan of that.
But then
What was this?
after this period, Michelle Trachtenberg just kind of, she does Gossip Girl, and then after that, kind of just starring in Hallmark movies, which is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring her back.
Bring
Come
her
on,
back.
Michelle. It's your time to shine.
I mean, she's been working pretty steadily. I'm looking at her IMDb
Hey,
page.
she's working, but I'm wondering, why hasn't she popped?
she needs like her own series on Hulu or Amazon.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it.
But the thing is, like, it's not like today. It's not like I'm honestly thinking Michelle Trachtenberg up to. That's not in my day.
Every day as soon as I wake up.
I mean,
Because she is his celebrity crush.
Yeah. I mean, Emma Stone is my true future.
Andrew Garfield is mine for like
I think
10
we've had
plus
this
years.
moment before, Olivia.
Yeah, we have. Well, because if Andrew Garfield and I got married, my initials would be OMG. So
Well, we've got to make that happen now.
it has to happen. So, if you contribute to the Patreon, I want to say a $2,000 goal. I will try to contact Andrew Garfield's agent and
Yeah.
see if we can try to set up an interview / speed dating round. I don't know.
Andrew Garfield more of a star.
I know I could go on a whole podcast about that. I mean, I might for the Patreon
Yeah,
if you
they're
sign
introducing
up.
a new series called Garfield Talk. Or, I'm sorry, Garfield Gab.
I mean, I think just because I kind of feel like Spider-Man kind of ruined him.
Yeah.
No. He's been in things. Let me go back
He was in Hacksaw Ridge.
He was
what a
rich,
phenomenal
but
movie.
no one was going, wow, Andrew Garfield, real great. He worked with Scorsese. He was in Silence, which Silence is such a powerful movie. And I
He's
think
also in
really
Social
good.
Network.
He was.
Yeah.
And he's so good in Social Network.
He was also in Never Let Me Go.
That is also a movie where, again, people really loved that movie. Well, critics really loved that movie. Just no one says anything about that. I think that was the last
Okay,
thing that he did.
hot take about Garfield.
Here
Olivia,
we go.
Olivia, I'm sorry, but
Okay.
He hates Mondays.
He loves lasagna.
Olivia and I are on the same page.
Yes.
he talks funny.
He's British.
No, I understand that. I am fully aware of
Aaron, he's got an accent
I'm
because
fully
he's
aware of an
British.
accent, guys. Yes, English was my second language. I'm aware. But yeah, his delivery is just kind of off to me.
Why? Because he's British?
His cadence.
He's British. He's an
No,
American accent.
Why are you attacking him so much for just being British?
I know,
I'm
he
not
didn't
saying
deserve this.
it's just
Aaron, I thought you were more open than this.
it's very prevalent in the Social Network.
That was his first like actual movie though.
Then get it right.
No, not.
Well, Never Let Me Go was
That was-
technically his first one.
The thing that he first popped in was
Wow.
Boy
Also,
A.
so speaking of hot guys, Teddy in Ice Princess. Hello. No guys in my high school looked like that, but if they did, I would be driving that Zamboni with him. And some other suggestions.
Olivia, what has Ice-olation done to you?
She'd just be straight up sitting on that Zamboni, if you know what I mean.
On
More like
Zamboni.
Zamboni,
I'm sorry,
am
Mom
I
and Dad.
right?
Please don't
Am I
listen to this
right?
part.
And
Don't
by the
listen to this
way,
part, Mom and Dad.
Zambonis can't go on ponds.
No, it would fall
No,
through the
that was the one part that bothered me. I was like, this is not. Although when he did come out and smooth the ice for her in the pond, so my dad was watching and I'm like, the hero we did not deserve, Teddy.
Our knight in shining armor riding in on the Zamboni.
Can we talk about that party they went to, the house party, and like,
Allow it.
and she goes,
Oh, nope, can't. Olivia, cut out.
Olivia,
She's- Panettiere's character. Hello.
Okay, go on, talk.
Okay, when they're at the house party and she's telling Hayden Panettiere, she's like, I don't really know how to talk to guys or people, and I'm like, that is a move. That still applies to me at 27. And then her foot falls in that ice bucket when she's talking to Teddy. Yeah, really sweet. But that other guy, the hockey player, was just like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, bye.
Yeah, it's like, physics talk. I'm out of here, right? Because she talked about physics.
Was that Kyle?
He felt, yeah, Kyle.
He is not
hockey
in high
guy?
school. There's no way that
I know.
Kyle is in high school. It's absurd.
No guy looks like
No.
Kyle or Teddy in my high school. Yeah. Anyway, so Teddy, I stan.
No, I like Teddy though. He's kind of he was a strange hero, but I was a fan of him. All right, guys.
Oh, Kim Cattrall. We got to talk about her.
Yeah.
Kim Cattrall. She's
Kim Cattrall.
Tina Harwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's Tanya Harding.
Oh,
Basically.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was like. Now that I was watching this, I was like, are they inferring that she was like a Tanya Harding character?
Yeah, on the IMDb page, that was like one of the first things in the trivia.
Oh, dang. I didn't know that.
you know who they didn't have when they should have? Not Hamilton.
This is an ice skating movie, though, not a swimming movie.
I thought it was weird that they would have a swimmer comment on the ice skating. Why wouldn't you just cut to him commenting on his swimming matches?
Michelle Kwan is in this movie.
Oh, she's a great
yeah.
ice skater. I love her.
She was
When she was a commentator, and then my dad started laughing. He's like, ESPN is covering this, and I'm like, of course they are. Get with the times,
super
Dad.
important. I love how also in the high school, like, it's football for the guys, and every single girl is an ice skater. Or like the ones that matter are.
Yeah, did y'all
Like,
have...
usually it's like cheerleading and like
For us, it was softball.
or softball, yeah.
Yeah, softball was the big one.
I was a softball player.
What? I was
Right.
softball manager because
Oh, hey.
I didn't want to do track.
I think the
I played
popular
soccer.
kids in my school were football, wrestling, and oddly enough, debate.
Debate.
Debate. The
What?
cool kids were in debate.
That doesn't track. That's weird.
See,
I'm
I
trying
was
to
in
think.
debate, so I don't know if I just thought the kids who were in debate were cool. I don't know if we were the cool ones or not.
I think at my school it was football, obviously, baseball, soccer, girls and guys. Yeah, and I got the soccer page for the yearbook, guys soccer, and all the girls in the yearbook class hated me.
What?
I was
What?
like, hey.
What? That's so insane. I mean,
Yeah.
soccer should be celebrated like that, but at my
well,
school,
like,
people hated soccer.
They were just kind of, I mean, not as many people would turn up, but when the World Cup was happening, they ordered vuvuzelas.
What?
Yeah.
Of course they
Yeah.
did. Of
Yeah.
course they did.
So
Yeah, everyone loves soccer when the World Cup comes
Well,
around.
yeah, and then I had a thing for soccer guys for a while, so it was just kind of a thing. Anyway,
We get it.
yeah.
You love soccer guys.
well, not anymore. Okay, whatever. Anyway,
You
speaking,
love every single soccer player. We get it.
not everyone.
Yeah, some of them are kind of jerks.
Yeah,
Name one
Yeah.
jerk soccer player.
James White.
I don't want
the guy who ghosted me after my birthday.
the guy that
Ooh.
goes to Olivia
I'm
after
sorry,
her birthday.
Olivia.
Yeah, but it's fine.
So
it's fine. I
soccer
have-
a spring sport for you?
yeah, they would play in the spring.
That's weird. It was the fall sport for us.
Well, because y'all have seasons.
That's fair. Yeah, you're
No, wait, no. Were they spring? No, I think they were fall, and baseball was spring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it was for
baseball
us.
spring.
That makes more sense.
I think soccer's like generally right after football. So like
Well, no, it's during the same time.
And then you have like cross country in the fall and track in the spring.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
okay, this is gonna be dumb, but I consider football like kind of summery.
Oh, because they do like
Oh.
two-a-days and stuff.
Yeah, because we would play September was usually our first game, and to me that's still summer.
I mean, we
Like if it's 105 outside, it's still summer.
did that in soccer too. We had 2 days and started. Anyway, this isn't about soccer. This is about Ice Princess.
Yeah, and that can only be
Figure
played
skaters at our school.
in the winter.
I have
That's true.
I dated one.
An ice skater?
Well, she's a former figure skater. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
That's so
She was a
cool.
former.
Has she?
and then she played volleyball. She was in my youth group, my church youth group.
Has she seen this movie?
Maybe.
You should ask her.
call her right now.
Ask her if she
Yeah.
ask
I'm
her
not
if she
gonna
was
bother
affected
her.
by ice
Call her right
cream.
now.
If we make $40 a month on Patreon, James will call his former
I'll call
girlfriend
only extras. I won't do that. I won't do that. That's a terrible
and
idea.
ask about Ice Princess.
How much money would it take for you to call all of your exes?
None. I'm not gonna bother them.
Right, but how much money would it take?
What would we have?
$1,000.
$1,000. Okay, so if we're able to get
If you give me
$1,000
$1,000 right now, I'll do it.
right now, that's just not gonna
Okay,
happen.
so if
but
the
if we
three
set
of us-
$1,000 goal on the Patreon,
So if the three of us send $333.33 to James,
Yeah.
he'll do it.
And at $2, I will write a strongly worded message to Drew Barrymore.
Oh my gosh. Anyway,
so at some point, Michelle Trachtenberg is talking with Hayden Panettiere, and I think Michelle Trachtenberg just tells her, "Don't you just want to skate all the time?" After which Hayden Panettiere, every single other ice skater, is like, "No, I'm exhausted."
No, I hate this. I've been doing it since I was 3.
Yeah.
See, and that made me feel kind of terrible because that reminded me of all my buddies who played select baseball.
Did
Yeah.
they just want to play baseball all the time?
No,
They're forced.
a lot of them were burnt out because by high school, like because it's the same thing I'm assuming with figure skating, but like by high school, they're burnt out. Like their joints are hurting by age 14.
Yeah.
Dang.
which should not happen. Like that's you're about to get into your good years as a player, but they've been forced to do this for probably a decade at this point, and it made me kind of feel bad for Hayden and all the other girls.
Well, I also think it's just an unhealthy expectation. I think it's a genuine form of control whenever you're going, you should be willing to do something that you love 24 hours of the day. But no matter how much passion that you have for something, you're going to get tired of it.
Right. And that's just human nature and how muscles work.
That's true.
Because we're just made of muscles and electricity. But what I was going to say was the expectation is always like going for the gold and like being an Olympian or like making the pro baseball team. But like that's such a dumb goal because like the odds of that happening are so low. And I mean, I don't know. It's just like you need the genetic lottery to even like be qualified to even try. So it's like I think it's wrong to try and force your kids to do that. Like they should just enjoy childhood.
For a film that's pointed at 12-year-olds, for supple young 12-year-olds, I think it's a super unhealthy message.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's a good message to say follow your passion no matter what. I think that's interesting. I think it's interesting that the message is you don't have to go to Harvard, just kind of follow this track, see where it happens. Because I think we all have associated with a group of people that are probably choosing their passion a little bit more over than what might make them financially safe and settled.
Right.
Yeah.
And they just want to be happier people.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it? The one skater, Tiffany, was like, and you get to eat what you want, like bread, buckets and buckets of bread. I was like, yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, because like, yeah, I think it's important to have a dream.
Yeah.
And I also
think great observation, Aaron. It's important.
I think it's very important to be realistic.
I think that might be the best "I have a dream" speech
that
we've heard this century.
Probably.
Well, okay. To defend Aaron from more ridicule, some people don't. Some people,
and that's fine
don't
too.
have dreams.
And you know, if you're content with living how you want to and just day to day and just being part of the machine, if you want to, so to speak, that's totally cool too.
Yeah,
but I think it's important to be realistic in your dreams, because I think a prime example of that is there's this hotshot basketball player coming out of Miami, and he was like on the high school team when he was in junior high, but he's like 5'5".
Sure.
So now that he's waiting for college offers because he's 1 year out of high school and going to prep school, nobody wants him because he's 5'5".
Right.
And like it's a realistic thing, but his father's like next to abusive, and how he trains him and how he, is trying to get him ready to the next level. Like every morning before school, he's got to do tractor trailer flips, and he's got to do sprints, and he's got to do like 100 push-ups before school, and not a realistic dream. Like, sorry, homie, you're 5'5". Like.
Yeah, and when Hayden Panettiere was just like, I want to go to the homecoming dance, and I want to go with Brian, at the time when you're in school, I mean, that's like the big social gathering are all the dances. And so I know it sounds ridiculous when she was saying that, but it's like, that's kind of, most of these people see each other at school, and then it's kind of like when you're in the summer, it's like your true friends and fam, or whatever, in most cases. And so, like, that's a really realistic thing. There's, like, sacrifices that have to be made.
Yeah.
Which, if you really want something, like, you'll make those sacrifices. But if, like, no, somebody's, like, pushing you. Like, if you're being, like, pushed to do that in, like, in an unhealthy manner, it's... Right. You're like, there's no reward from that.
Yeah, and that's the difference. Like, you need to have your own free will while pursuing the dream. If someone's telling you to do it, you don't have your free will to pursue it. Also, like, a child deserves a childhood, and if you're too focused on being an Olympian or trying to go for pro athlete status, are you really having a childhood at that point? Like, you're robbing kids of having this nice, magical experience. that distracted.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
The same thing goes for the Harvard stuff too.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, for anything, because I mean, look at Joe Jackson and Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Michael Jackson is arguably one of the best entertainers ever of all time, but that was through abuse, physically, mentally, socially, and any capable way it was done. Joe Jackson did that, and you know, Michael suffered for it, and a lot of people are like, oh, but it's such great music. But yeah, the psychological damage that man endured.
I'm going to disagree. I think the best entertainer is Eiffel 65.
Yes, I can attest to that. Just look at my Halloween costume. I'll put that on social.
I think it was a really interesting choice for the movie because Kim Cattrall is revealed as being the saboteur, sabotaging Casey by getting her new skate, which seems like such a precise detail. I really like that detail. But at the same time, Casey going, I can't trust her, but at the same time, I need her. I'm using you. You use me. We will achieve something together, which is such a complex adult choice.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think it's fair to bring up in a kids' movie.
Very much so. Talking about bringing in realism to your passion. It's not a choice that very often happens in Disney movies where you just kind of resolve the plot by just trying harder. And now you are free of evil's bonds because you just tried harder. The way that Casey is able to achieve her goals isn't by trying harder, but by making strategic alliances with people that she knows that she needs something from, but she can't necessarily even trust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Kenny.
Thank you.
Good job, Kenny.
Hey, thanks. What do you guys think?
I agree with you.
Oh, thanks.
No, yeah, I think it's... This movie for 2005 is very strange, and I think... This movie doesn't age well, yeah?
No, it doesn't.
I think it's fine.
It was so funny though. My dad goes, "That movie was so saccharine, I got diabetes." And I was just like, "Dad, but wasn't it amazing?"
I mean, because
I'm all about saccharin. I'm all about saccharin. I love saccharin, man.
I think it is fine, but at some points I'm like, I don't know, because Gen Z is very different, and I don't know. It's just I think it's a great movie great movie for a 12-year-old
in 2005
of 2005. Yeah, I think it got the job done, but where we're at now, I'm not sure.
Well, it's such a different
into that
era now, because now seems like Gen Z kids can't really live childhoods now because they have to make hard decisions and have to worry about right now they have to worry about a pandemic, but before that they had to worry about school shootings and global warming. Like, they don't have a bright future, and in 2005 kids had bright futures.
In 2020 they're like, I don't give a damn about making the Olympics. I just want to make it to 2030.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
exactly.
Real. Like it's
be like, I just
go ahead.
Yeah. No. Just I was thinking about that student loans thing that you were telling me about.
Yeah.
Telling us about.
Yeah, it's just like it's real different nowadays, y'all.
It's just
things are different right now, Aaron.
It's just kind of showing like how movies have a pulse on the idea of the time, and that's why some don't hold up, like this.
Yeah,
but they're still sweet.
Oh yeah, they're still sweet. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just
No.
It's more. It acts more as like a time capsule.
One of the things that I'm excited about this podcast is trying to engage on a thing in terms of the context of whenever it was made, because it's like I've said so many times on the podcast before. It's really easy to hold up a moralistic lens on a piece of art from now.
Yeah.
Nothing passes it. But for something like, just to choose a random movie, Euro Trip, it just doesn't pass the muster of context from whenever it was made.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so critical. For something that was made in 2005 for 12-year-old girls, It's more complex than I think you would expect it to be, considering the choices are made, considering that she chooses passion over going to Harvard. I think any other movie, a lesser movie, which is weird to say about Ice Princess, but a lesser movie, would have chosen Harvard as the happy ending. She gets Harvard and to be the titular Ice Princess at the same time. Don't ask me how, but that's just what would happen. No, it's a hard call.
That's what my dad thought. That's what my dad thought was going to happen. Well, he didn't say he didn't really get the skating part just yet, but he was like, she's going to get the guy and then she's going to get the scholarship. And I'm like, well, just you wait.
And the fact that the movie doesn't end at the championship, just like our reviewer Amy Biancoli criticized it for, I think that's really smart too. Like, no, this is just the beginning of a journey. Her character arc has resolved just because she made this choice to start over here. That's really smart. I think the discussions on Joan Cusack being a bad feminist is kind of bad for the time, but now it's kind of complex. As complex as you would expect from a movie like this.
It's just like, wow, Disney, I didn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, it executed well, but it was just like, wow, the fact that they wanted to kind of put feminism in there, you know, in a Disney movie targeted for teen girls.
Isn't this what we kind of praise Disney for now by making one tiny step way after whenever we should deserve it? Like Frozen having a protagonist whose best not romantic relationship, but the relationship of love is not with the male, but with her sister, and we all just kind of applaud it for doing something that it should have been doing way before.
Well, it's better to do it later than never.
Oh, most definitely. It's just I wish this stuff would come along sooner, so I guess the effects wouldn't have been as negative.
Yeah, because if Frozen or Moana was done 10 years ago, I'm curious to see where we would have been.
Yeah, it's still great that the movie is being made, but it's unfortunate that it's being made now as opposed to much earlier when it would have had a bit more impact. And now I can feel a little bit more cynical. Like the same-sex kiss at the end of Rise of Skywalker.
Barely. Yeah,
which was excised in foreign countries because it's something to put in there just so you can pat yourself on the back and go, look, we did it. But at the same time, it's something that can be easily excisable, that it can still play in other areas. It's still good. It's still good that it happened, but it's kind of awkward the way that it happened.
I'm mad on how it happened because it's such a missable thing in that movie.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you could argue that it is because, like, how normal it is. Is like, yeah, background characters just kiss. That's fine. I don't know.
It's more offensive because it's two characters that are on the periphery as opposed to, just two random characters. I don't know. Finn and Poe were the two that were kissing.
Yeah, right. The one where it had, actual chemistry, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
Poe Dameron? You mean Poe Dameron? Yeah. Sorry.
But because Disney doesn't, because China is such a huge market for Disney, they're only going to exercise very within reason, but still give themselves momentum to pat themselves on the back.
Yeah.
Like Moana, or I think a good example is Coco. Coco is a wonderful movie. I think it's very important to the culture. I think it's very important to the holiday, very important to the traditions. And I think it was about time a movie like that should have been done. But at the same time, Disney also tried to trademark Dia de los Muertos.
Oh my God, no.
So they had, and they didn't do a big thing about it. They didn't announce a big thing about making it a trademark. But everybody saw that, oh my goodness, Disney is finally taking a crack at this holiday, and it's so wonderful, and they did it so tremendous and beautiful, and I still think it's a wonderful movie.
Oh yeah.
So
it makes me want to stand up and say, "You go film Coco."
Yeah, and then you learn about that, and you're like, oh, this was all just money. I don't like this.
Yeah.
But that's how progress is made in our evil world, right? We have to make sure that this progress is profitable before anyone will do it.
I mean, just like Remember the Titans.
That's how it is now. Maybe this pandemic will shift some things. Who knows? I'm hopeful.
I don't
Get a
think anything
pandemic princess?
Oh, that's terrifying.
Shall we play the
Damn.
Rotten Tomatoes game, folks, and call it an episode?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So for
Splat.
listeners that are starting with this episode as your first episode, here's what the Rotten Tomatoes game is. The Rotten Tomatoes game is based off of the website Rotten Tomatoes, a film review aggregator that takes all submitted film reviews, averages them out by a pass-fail system that assigns a percentage on how many people might think a movie is either fresh or rotten. This is not a score that a film is X% good. It's only a score of how many people liked it. And we're going to ask for two numbers, one being the critical score as well as the audience score. And Aaron, I suppose we'll start with you, going, I guess, from left to right according to the windows that are on my computer screen.
That we can't see.
Well, I can see it, and that's what matters.
Yeah,
Sorry,
right.
guys.
James, don't be cheating.
It said I had
Okay.
20% left.
Don't.
That's why my window went black.
Okay.
So
Out of 108 critical reviews, what do you think the critical approval rating is of Ice Princess?
42.
42%.
Partially because I think this could have been a decom, and
Yeah.
I think it would have tracked better as a decom, because I think we would have been a little more forgiving on some of the silly, trivial stuff. But yeah, I think what did I say?
42.
42.
42. Yeah, I was gonna say 39 or 42, but 42 feels comfy.
James, what is the critical score for Ice Princess without going under?
56.
56. Why 56?
What Aaron said, but more positive.
Sure. Olivia?
I was going to say 59%.
59%. Now, I don't know if you know this, but that's more positive than what Aaron and James said. Did you know that?
Yes. I'm trying to say positive. Like, Casey was positive about her dreams.
Well, unfortunately, your positivity is misinformed. James, you are closest without going under. The correct answer is 52%.
Hey.
Aaron, too negative. Olivia, too positive. And James, as per always, you're just right, baby.
Hey.
But Olivia, you might be able to change your luck. Out of 210,898 audience reviews, what do you think the audience approval rating is for Ice Princess?
Wait, say that again?
Ice Princess!
No, the
The
number.
number.
210,898 for Ice Princess!
Yeah.
Dang. I'm going to say 74%.
74%.
Yes. I'm going to say that, like, you know, parents might have maybe gotten, obviously, the plot holes that we have pointed out, but knowing that their daughters probably enjoyed the movie, maybe that gave them a sense of satisfaction. And maybe people, like, who have reviewed it now have put positive reviews because of the nostalgia factor.
Mm-hmm.
I am not one of those people, but I should be.
Sure.
So.
Cool. James, what do you think the audience approval rating is for Ice Princess?
68%.
68%. That's a lot.
What Olivia said, but slightly more negative.
Sure. Aaron?
Olivia, what was your percent?
I said 74.
72.
72.
Ooh.
Because I wanted to say 69.
Nice.
Nice.
But
The skates are
like,
out.
I feel like it's right about that C level, D level, but I think it's a little bit over that cusp. Just a teensy bit.
Just a teensy bit.
Just a wee little bit, you know, just like
Yeah.
that much.
Well, Aaron, unfortunately, your gamble has not paid off. Nor has it paid off for Olivia. James, you've got a 2-piece.
Dang it.
The correct answer is 58%.
No.
That means that whoever guessed last on the audience critical score has to give $30 to the winner of a two-piece, and I guess that would be Aaron. So, Aaron, I think you need to give James $30. Congratulations, James!
I don't think that's how it works. That rule has never been brought up.
Hey, why don't you donate that $30 to maybe like the COVID related or support local businesses?
Yeah.
This is not an ad.
We've got to keep life going as it is, and we firmly established this rule. Anyone that gets a two-piece, whoever the last guesser is, they get $30.
I don't think that rule has ever been established.
I should get the $30.
First episode.
Screw it. I should get the $30 as my birthday money.
My final thoughts.
Diva alert. Jesus.
Ice diva.
Yeah, you're right.
This is a strange prequel to Blades of Glory.
Yes.
That was going to be the reveal at the end, Aaron.
Dang it.
Oh, are we really doing Blades of Glory?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we are.
Next week.
Review the adventures of Chaz Michaels.
Blades of Glory.
I love it. I love that movie.
But I think it's an excellent sequel to I, Tonya.
Tonya. I've got one. Mom and Dad, don't hear this. Aaron, bleep this out. Teddy, Zamboni, more like Zamboni.
I said that at the beginning.
But it's cuter when I say it.
I mean, you're not wrong, but come on.
Sorry, Mom and Dad, don't listen to that part.
I'll bleep it.
Listen to Olivia steal.
The Patreon will get to hear the unedited version of that.
It's gonna sound worse when it bleeps.
No, it won't be bleeped on Patreon. Like the free one, because my parents don't know what Patreon is.
Well, that's been our episode of Shame Watch.
Nice.
Thank you for being for our rockin' theme song.
Great.
Oh, wait,
James, wait.
You're giving up on your dream. No, Mom. I'm giving up on your podcast.
Thank you.
I'm giving up on your podcast. No, Mom. I'm giving up on your podcast.
Very funny.
Sorry. I had to pull an Aaron.
Thank you. I didn't have one, so thank you.
Anytime.
That's been our episode of Shame Watch.
Nice.
Thank you to Denise Hudson for our rockin' theme song, and to James Garcia for our artwork, and to Olivia Suarez for our social media.
Nice.
Don't forget to
More like ice.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to Shame Watch on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever podcasts are found. Do you have suggestions, questions, comments, or general tomfoolery you want to contribute to the pod? Send it our way. Visit us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at ShameWatchPod so we can talk with you. Please talk with us. We're all very lonely. We're all trapped in our homes.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm actually been... Shutting off the world has been kind of nice. I get it, Kenny. I get it. Finally, you can contribute to our Patreon at patreon.com/shamewatch. It does cost money to put out superb content like this pod, so even a $1 donation can make a huge difference. And now, a special moment. Aaron, what happens to people if they donate at the $10 level?
They get pictures of my feet?
Of someone's feet.
Oh.
Kenny, what happens to people at the $7 level?
I don't remember.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes? What?
Yep. Olivia, what happens to people at the $5 level?
They get access to the movie marathon episodes.
That's what used to be.
Damn it. They'll get access to my spin-off podcast, Bachelor Presents Listen to Your Heart. Right?
No. That'll be free.
I thought that was for Patreon.
It is for Patreon.
Oh, okay.
Or that'll be $2. We'll figure it out. But you get exclusive access to the pre-talk of the podcast.
That's right.
Talk about before we start the podcast, you'll find out at $5. And at $2, you get access to our movie marathons, and we say your name on the podcast. So I'm going to do that now. Kenny Madison.
Of Austin, Texas.
Aaron O. Salinas.
Of Austin, Texas.
Gene Fight.
Of Bowling Green, Ohio.
Alan Smith.
Of Austin, Texas.
Bradley McPherson.
Of Tulsa. Okay.
Jennifer Steinberg.
Of Austin, Texas.
Herc.
Heraclio Gonzalez Jr.
I'm sorry,
Of Austin, Texas.
every time. I'm sorry I'm so white. Ian Keegan.
Of Gillette, Wyoming.
Danny Cantu.
Of San Marcos, Texas.
And our newest patron, Tiffany Tipton.
Hey,
From Austin, Texas.
Of Austin, Texas. Thank you.
welcome.
All right. So please donate to our Patreon, patreon.com/shamewatch, for all those perks that we mentioned. Anyway, until next time, our watch has now ended. Dive at your own risk.
And walk outside at your own risk, because it's
Wash your
scary
hands.
out there.
Yeah, well, I love how this pandemic just made people wash their hands. Like, wasn't that a thing before? Like, you should have just already been doing that.
Wash your hands for 20 seconds, too.
I feel like all of this is because of my mom telling me to wash my hands. Don't go outside. This is just a bunch of stuff my mom told me when I was a
MILF.
My mom said that if you don't wash your hands, James, I'll die.